My name is Sarah, and some of you know me as the Paris Quiz Mistress. I host trivia nights in Paris, and I'm a lifelong trivia addict. My obsession has led me to meet lots of cool and nerdy people from around the world, and this podcast is a chance to find out how my trivia pals got into this weird and wonderful world of quizzing, and why we continue to torture ourselves with it. So play along when we put our knowledge to the test and try to stump each other with our best zingers. Stay tuned for lots of trivia and nerdery. Let's geek out together. Amazing. So I have written a quiz for you.
Okay.
It is in two parts. There are 2 rounds. Each round has a theme.
Perfect.
And let's get into it. To introduce the first round, I do have a question for you. So, which Indian city, nicknamed City of Weavers and Textile City, was also the site of 3 major battles fought in 1526, 1556, and 1761?
Okay. A city where wars were fought. So I'm just going to go for, and I think also the city that I have in mind has a weaving connection. Is it Panipat?
It is.
All right.
Panipat. Very good. And that is the city from which your beloved hails.
Yes, very close, yes.
And I joined you on your
did.
invitation to your wonderful wedding.
Thank you.
That was there. And
Thanks
it was
for being there.
It was so much fun. I learned that there is a Panipat syndrome.
Really? Like
Yes.
the Paris syndrome?
Well, stay tuned.
Okay.
So, the Panipat syndrome, do you have any idea what this might be?
Panipat syndrome. No idea. Never
Okay.
heard of it.
So, apparently, it has entered the lexicon to refer to a lack of strategic thinking, preparedness, and decisive action by Indian leaders, which allows the invading army well inside the territory, because Panipat is well inside the territory.
Yeah.
This is based on the fact that the 3 battles that I mentioned, the defending Indian armies were decisively defeated each time.
Wow.
Panipat syndrome.
Wow. That's super interesting. I had no idea.
There you go.
It's super interesting.
So I've made you a quiz that are all syndromes named for places.
Wow. Nice.
So basically, I'm going to describe you the symptoms of these syndromes.
Gotcha.
And you are going to tell me where we're talking about.
Super.
Slight disclaimer, none of these are real quote-unquote syndromes. None of them are in the DSM. These are things that come up sort of in the culture, in news.
Right.
Some of them have been observed a couple times. Some of them are observed regularly.
Right.
But they're just kind of fun.
Yeah.
Some of them are fun. Some of them are kind of sad.
What's the DSM?
The DSM is diagnostic something manual.
Okay.
It's basically the list of all of the
Syndromes.
actual mental disorders.
I see. Okay.
Mental differences. I don't know what the.
Okay.
Anyways, it's a
Interesting.
very controversial book,
Okay.
but they come out with different versions of it. You always hear about it when homosexuality was taken out of it.
Right.
Asperger's syndrome was taken out of it.
Gotcha.
It always comes up when there's something politicized happening.
Right.
Anyways, so here we go.
Okay.
All of these syndromes named for places. First one, we can call this a sitter. Is it?
Yeah, the sitter.
This is the sitter.
Hopefully.
It's the name for when a kidnapped person begins to start feeling empathy for their kidnappers.
Great. So that's got to be Stockholm Syndrome.
Correct. Stockholm Syndrome. First used in 1973 during a hostage situation at a bank robbery in Stockholm. So next, an inversion, so-called, of Stockholm Syndrome, in which abductors develop sympathy for their hostages. An abductor may also have second thoughts or experience empathy towards their victims, and it is named for an abduction at the Japanese embassy in 1996 in what city?
Interesting. Never heard of this. A Japanese embassy in what city? And it's an inversion of the Stockholm Syndrome. 1996. Let me...
It's a little bit either you know it or you don't. I could give you the... I don't really know what if this was tied to like some sort of a political... I mean, obviously it was.
Yeah.
Like a larger...
Yeah, sure.
something that we would have heard of. I can tell you it's in South America.
Okay. There's a big population of Japanese origin people in Peru. Is it Lima?
It is Lima syndrome.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's pretty much the only South American country which has a Japanese connection. So yeah.
Okay, I didn't even know that. What's going on there?
I think because of the fact that there's the Pacific Ocean between them, and I think there were a lot of people, and you can just sail from Japan to Peru. Or Chile or one of those countries there. But I think it just happened so that there are a lot of Japanese people who went to Peru, and I think the current prime minister is half Japanese, half Peruvian.
Really?
Yeah, it's that's the level of...
okay.
Something like this, yeah.
Sort of like Hawaii.
I guess, yeah, exactly, which is why Hawaii also has a big Japanese influence in terms of culture and food and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Food. So is Peruvian food influenced by Japan as well? Must be.
Yeah, there must be some kind of an influence for sure. Yeah, why not? Yeah, because also Peruvians eat a lot of rice. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that it's because of the Japanese influence, but here I can
anyone
make some kind of
who eats rice
something to do with Asia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rad. Okay. So yeah, Lima syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Well puzzled out.
Thank you.
Next, we have what psychological disorder commonly suffered by Japanese tourists is characterized by delusions, feelings of persecution, and intense disappointment?
I wonder. I wonder why. Well, yeah. This has to be the Paris syndrome.
It is the Paris syndrome, yes. Have you experienced Paris syndrome?
I don't think so. I didn't have a fantasy view of what Paris would be. So I think I was quite prepared for what I was going to see. So that helped me not have the syndrome, I guess.
You had a fantasy view?
I did not.
Oh, you did not? Okay.
Yeah, I did not. So I was not expecting Paris to be... Yeah, I don't think it was presented to me as a magical place.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I had no expectations coming here. I didn't really know anything about it.
Okay.
So no, I mean, I think it was sort of mystical, magical to me, but not for any concrete reason.
Yeah.
Just didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
And you know what's weird is I kind of forgot about this. But when I first arrived here, I had like these weird spells, which have never happened before or since. But I would feel extremely faint for about an hour. But like I would have to like sit down, lie down, like
Really?
Like whoever I was with like would kind of have to take care of me. I was like not okay.
Okay.
And it never happened. It was like sort of like fainting spells.
And in the beginning of your time here?
Yeah, it happened 2-3 times like in the first month when I moved here.
Okay.
But I don't know if it was just, I mean, like literal culture shock. Like I went into shock. I don't know.
Okay.
I was just like, I got kind of scared because I was like, oh my God, am I like a weak ass? Like,
wow, okay. You internalized Paris syndrome. And
I think so. Well, but then I didn't know about Paris syndrome at the time. But then I learned about it. I'm like, maybe that was it.
Possible.
It was so strange. It happened. And like to this day, I won't go back to Musée de Quai Branly because that's where it happened. And I had this weird...
Okay, super
like
weird.
Connection with it that I was just like, oh no, something bad will happen if I go there.
As an experience, maybe you should do it someday when you're feeling just experimental.
Yeah, no, I should go because there are expos that I do want to see.
Yeah, okay.
But I haven't. Also, who wants to go to the 15th?
No, it would be.
Or is it the 7th? Who wants? nah.
That sounds like the most made up reason not to visit your friends at the Cape Henley Music. The Cape Henley. Yeah, we're having a plan. Sorry, joining us. Sorry, I feel fainty.
My Paris syndrome acts up when I go.
Yeah. So I don't know if I want to go. Sarah, you just could have said just no. It's okay.
Yeah.
just say no.
Well, anyways, I don't know if I have any witnesses. I mean, I'm sure
I believe you.
I'm sure I could dig some.
I believe you.
Anyways, so very strange. Anyways, so I think, there might be some truth to that. I might submit it to the DSM. That being said, moving on. A group of mental phenomena involving the presence of religiously themed obsessive ideas, delusions, or other psychosis-like experiences that are triggered by a visit to what city? It is not endemic to one single religion or denomination, but has affected Jews, Christians, and Muslims of many different backgrounds.
Just considering the fact that you named Jews, Christians, and Muslims, is it Jerusalem?
It is Jerusalem.
I mean, which other city could it be?
Right, yeah. That was the sitter clue.
Right, yeah. That kind of, made it, drove me in the right direction. Cool.
Well, yeah. It is interesting. That's kind of a good wiki hole because there are a lot of people from a lot of different, different, their deals are all different. It's not just super pious people that go there and then, then they climb up onto a rock and won't move and they're like, they say I'm Jesus. I don't know.
Yeah, having experience, having some kind of a strong experience.
Yeah, and the cure is make them leave.
Push them away.
It goes away once the person is removed from Jerusalem, apparently. Yeah.
Interesting.
A couple more.
Okay.
We've got name the psychosomatic condition involving rapid heartbeat, fainting, confusion, and even hallucinations, allegedly occurring when individuals become exposed to objects, artworks, or phenomena of great beauty and antiquity. Also commonly named for the French author who experienced it.
So these people are looking at works of art and having a kind of what experience?
Like a fainting. Maybe that was it, actually, at Cape Henley.
Cape Henley? Yeah, why not?
Fainting, rapid heartbeat, confusion, hallucinations.
Okay, and it's named after a French artist?
French author who experienced it. But it's also named for the city in which he experienced it.
I see. A French author. French author experienced this when he saw beautiful pieces of art and he kind of had these...
Have you heard of this?
No, I never heard of this actually.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe if I hear the answer, possibly, but it's not coming to me. Is this French author super famous?
I am not a very well-read individual,
okay.
But I only, trivia. I only know him really because of this trivia question.
I see. Okay. So in that case, I guess the French author line of thinking might not help me.
The city might.
The city. Let me just think. I think I heard about the syndrome in a song by Unknown Mortal Orchestra, but
possible.
Yeah, it's possible, but I think I give up.
Okay. So Stendhal syndrome.
Yes, that's the name of exactly.
Is that the song?
It's the song's name is not Stendhal syndrome, but in the music video of the song, he does talk about many different syndromes, and one of them is the Stendhal syndrome.
Okay.
So I didn't know what it was, but now I do.
So Stendhal syndrome. Stendhal's the author.
Yeah.
And also known as Florence syndrome.
Okay. When I can imagine in Firenze.
Yeah.
With all the artworks.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
There you go.
Yeah, okay. So Stendhal is the name, it's not the name of the city. Okay, Florence is the name of the city.
Yes.
And Stendhal is the name of the author. Okay, so both of these syndromes mean the same thing.
Mean the same thing. Yeah, you can experience it wherever.
Okay, yeah, sure, yeah.
Whereas I think Jerusalem syndrome, you kind of have to be there.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and Paris syndrome.
Yeah, Paris. Well, Can you be maybe if you're disappointed? I think wherever you are, that's disappointing is probably
Paris
just
syndrome.
call it. Well, yeah,
And Jerusalem syndrome also. If you're having some kind of religious experience on top of a rock,
maybe. None of these are real. So
everything is made up.
Everything is made up.
The points don't matter.
The points do not matter. Last one for this round.
Okay.
Name the specific nuclear meltdown accident in which nuclear material burns through the crust of the Earth and the body of the Earth until reaching the opposite end, presumed to be in a specific location. This is also the name of a 1979 critically acclaimed thriller. What syndrome?
And what's to do with the nuclear part?
So this is the name of like this type of nuclear meltdown.
I see, which reaches the end of the other end of the Earth. Huh. So I know not too many critically acclaimed thrillers from 1979. Is it Chinatown? That's the thriller? No.
No. But yes. Do you want me to give it to you?
Yeah. Did I? So is the movie Chinatown?
No. So I'm going to tell you, it's China syndrome.
Okay.
So you were there. You used the opposite.
I did the other way around.
Well, no, but so were you thinking because of the opposite end of the world?
Yeah, no,
sort of.
No.
Or you were just thinking about movies.
The movie in 1979. I think it's Chinatown. So I thought, yeah, why not?
No, the movie is called The China Syndrome.
I see. Okay. And has this happened ever? I don't think so. No.
You mean has nuclear material burned through the entire planet? No, it has not.
Okay, thankfully. We would have heard of that.
Yeah, I think it's more theoretical.
Okay.
79, like very
Yeah.
good year for this kind of scary.
Sure.
I don't really know
Okay.
anything about
Got it.
either of these things.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I do know that the antipodes of the United States is not actually China.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the Indian Ocean.
I see. And I think the antipode of the UK is in New Zealand.
There you go.
Yeah. And
Bob's your uncle.
Who? What?
Nothing.
And do you know this? Have you heard of this project called the Earth Sandwich Project?
No. Tell me about it.
So it's to do with the antipodes, and it's a legit project on the internet. And what happens is you are on one part of.
Do you just put a piece of bread on the ground?
And you at the same point you coordinate with somebody who also puts a piece of bread on the ground on the antipodes, and that moment the Earth becomes a sandwich, the Earth Sandwich.
Wow.
And it's called the Earth Sandwich Project, and it's a legit thing. It's been done many times.
This sounds sort of like those what are those geocaching nerds?
Yeah.
This is similar.
I think this is a proto geocaching thing, because you didn't need to have really a lot of. You just needed to know the antipodes and maybe a phone connection, and hey, I put my bread down on the ground.
This predates geocaching?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. This is an old thing. I think 20 plus years it's been on. And the Earth has been made into a sandwich many, many times.
That's beautiful. Yeah. So, you performed admirably on that first round.
Thank you.
Little geography, a little fictional psychology.
Yeah. A real psychology also?
No. None of that. No place for that here.
None of the DSM business.
Nah. So this next round is a mystery round. It's a mystery round.
Interesting.
So all of the questions are going to be on a theme, which you have to find.
Okay.
So here we go. On May 6th, 1994, Queen Elizabeth II and President François Mitterrand presided over the ceremony for the opening of what?
I'm assuming it has to be something major.
Why was Queen Elizabeth there?
Queen Elizabeth was invited. So she's a.
It was a major. It was a major engineering innovation.
Okay, I mean, I was kind of going towards this from even before you told me this. Is it the opening of Line 1 metro? It's kind of an engineering innovation because it's a driverless metro line. But I guess that was 1997.
It became driverless in 97?
97.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it did. Major engineering innovation. Is it the opening of the Millau Bridge, which is the tallest bridge in the world? But I think that was also a little
you're
later.
thinking too Go back to basics.
Back to the basics, engineering innovation. The Concorde was flying from the 70s, so that's not an engineering innovation of 94. But
why would these two world leaders be there?
The English Channel, the opening of the tunnel connecting UK and France.
That is correct.
Okay.
Also known as the portmanteau.
The portmanteau.
No. What is the portmanteau by which it is named?
I had no idea. I have no idea.
The channel.
The channel. Yes,
Yeah.
I've heard of the channel. Yes.
Channel.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Right.
The channel, tunnel.
The channel.
Channel. Mm-hmm. Channel will be the
first
answer.
All right.
Okay, here we go. And also on May 6th, 1994, Loki turned 5.
You're right. I was thinking about May 6th, and I'm like, okay, I remember this. But I'm 5 years older than the channel. That makes me feel old. Well,
you are the age you are,
yeah.
which is also the age I am.
It's true.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Year of the Snake, 1989.
Yes.
Yep.
And you too.
Yes. Well, I don't know any other years.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither.
Okay, here we go. Next. Radio announcer Herbert Morrison spoke the iconic line, "Oh, the humanity," when covering what May 6th, 1937 transportation disaster in New Jersey.
Okay, this is a May 6th theme, I see.
That is not the theme, but this was very lucky.
Coincidental. 1937 transport incident in New Jersey.
Oh, the humanity.
Is it the Lindenberg Act?
Close.
Yeah, because that's the 1920s, if I'm not mistaken.
It's the Hindenburg.
Sorry. Sorry.
You were going like Charles Lindbergh. I saw what you were doing.
Yeah.
You were like aviation, I don't know.
Yeah. Hindenburg. Yeah, the Hindenburg.
The
disaster.
Hindenburg explosion.
All right. Okay.
Yes, Hindenburg.
Let me note that down.
You have a very busy birthday.
Yeah. Seems like.
Okay, next question. What was the second U.S. #1 hit for the German-French R&B duo with a rhyming name? Perhaps the title could be a meteorological excuse for the lip-syncing controversy, which led the group to returning their Grammy Award in 1990 for Best New Artist. They had to give it back.
Okay, so they're a German-French duo?
German-French duo, R&B.
Mm-hmm.
The band has a rhyming name. I'm looking for the name of the song, which might be a meteorological excuse for their shenanigans.
Yeah, I don't think I can work with that for for much longer. 1994 R&B German-French major act. Which genre? R&B?
R&B.
Huh.
You want me to give it to you?
Yeah.
So the act is Milli Vanilli.
Never heard of them.
Okay, that's fine. The song, which is the answer, is Blame It on the Rain.
Blame It on the Rain. Okay, cool. So they had to give back the Grammy. So,
they did have to give back their Grammy.
So the name, the answer that I'm working for the theme connect is Blame It on the Rain.
All correct.
Right. Okay.
Next, we have, according to some etymologists,
all right,
what gaming term is an alteration of the Persian phrase meaning the king is helpless? Today, the term can be used as a metaphor for any irrefutable and strategic victory.
You know what's funny? I was going to go for the same question.
Really?
Yeah, because I was doing my etymology research.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't. You did not.
Yeah, so I dropped this question, but glad you asked.
Wow.
Yeah, so you're asking me for the game or the term?
The term,
yeah,
yes.
The term is checkmate from the Persian shamat, which means the king is frozen or helpless.
Mm-hmm.
And the game is chess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful. Checkmate. Checkmate is the important element. Good. Next, we have it's a music question. Another music question.
All right.
A radio edit of what 1967 song was released with the lyrics, Making Love in the Green Grass removed and replaced with Laughin' and a Runnin' Hey Hey from a previous verse. So the radio version took out references to making love in the green grass and replaced them with Laughin' and a Runnin'.
1967. So to make it radio friendly, so I don't know I can just go with some guesses. Was it a Beatles song?
No, it was not.
Was it a song by Simon and Garfunkel?
No, it was not.
I mean, yeah. Could you give me a clue?
It's a song that is really often used in like TV and movies.
Okay.
And could refer to a very large percentage of the global population.
Could you all the boys and I have no idea.
No, it speaks about a certain physical feature of a certain color.
Certain physical feature of a certain...
On a certain person.
Yeah, it's very specific. But if you don't know what you're looking for, it could lead you into a... Okay. Let me... Just tell me the band and maybe I figure out
So
the
it's
song.
a Van Morrison song.
I see. Okay.
I think it's the only Van Morrison song
I see. Okay.
that I could possibly name.
Right. I might have heard of it, but I can't get it out.
So this is Brown Eyed Girl.
Brown Eyed Girl. Yes, I've heard of it, but probably not it.
Okay.
Okay.
Brown Eyed Girl.
All right.
Here we go. Okay, next question. Which staple Cantonese dish is made from stir-frying beef, wide rice noodles, and bean sprouts? The answer I'm looking for, so there are obviously many like ways to say this, and it's sort of a staple that has different variations, like according to where you are. But I'm looking for the most common transliteration in Chinese restaurants in North America.
All right. Some kind of a noodle dish with beef and bean sprouts.
Yep.
In North America. The only noodle dishes that I know which are Chinese, Indo-Chinese dishes are Szechuan noodles, but I guess that's not what we're looking for. Beef, stir-fried noodles, and bean sprouts.
If you know the name of the noodles, that might help you.
Okay. Dan.
No.
That's the...
I know.
Yeah.
We had a lot of Dan over here.
Yeah, so... I think I might miss this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is Chow Fun.
Chow Fun. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I don't think I've had Chow Fun, so...
Chow Fun.
All right.
We should make a Chow Fun date.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, next one.
Okay.
We've got... The most well-known story of a 15th century explorer was, in fact, made up by a rival in Spanish court to make him appear foolish. The satire proved more captivating than reality, and to this day, hundreds of tourists drink from the stone well at St. Augustine every day. Which explorer never actually searched for the Fountain of Youth?
Spanish explorer who supposedly searched for a fountain of youth, at least by the satirist, and it's believed by many people, and they come and drink from this fountain of Augustine or Saint Augustine.
Yes.
Spanish explorers, is it Magellan?
No.
I'm just going to list out a bunch of Spanish explorers. Is it the guy these guys who went to Hernandez Cortez, who went to Mexico?
Maybe. Is the guy that named Florida.
Is it Amerigo Vespucci? No, that guy who named America Florida.
I don't know if he named America, but...
Yeah, I mean, he's named after him, maybe. Yeah.
But someone was like, this guy was here.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Florida. So yeah, I don't know this explorer.
It's Ponce de Leon.
Never heard of this person.
Okay.
No?
All right.
Okay.
Ponce de Leon.
Today I learned.
There you go. Okay.
How do you spell his name?
Ponce. Leon.
Okay. Ponce de Leon. Ah, okay. Got it. Gotcha. And that's the answer.
That's the answer.
Okay.
Okay, last one. And then you have to find the link. So, what so-called belle et rebelle, or beautiful and rebellious, Atlantic seaport is the capital of the department of Charente-Maritime and situated on an inlet opposite Ile de Ré? It's the capital of a French department.
Right. Huh. Are the Canary Islands part of France? No, they're part of Spain. Huh. So somewhere.
So it's an Atlantic. Yeah, it's an Atlantic seaport. It's not an island.
It's a seaport. I see.
It's attached.
I see. It's attached to the mainland. It's a seaport. I think Le Havre is something which is, I think it's the channel. It's had something to do with the English Channel. So the west of France. The west of France, is it Bordeaux?
No, it's near Bordeaux.
Okay, it's an inlet, seaport. I guess Perpignan is to the south of France as well. It's the Mediterranean. It's near Bordeaux. I don't know too many French. No, I'm missing this.
Okay, it's La Rochelle.
La Rochelle. Yeah, I think that would have been the next one I would have had to guess. But
of course, it's always is.
Yeah.
Okay, and I want to know, what do these previous answers have in common? What is the link?
Okay, so the Channel, the Hindenburg disaster.
Hindenburg, yeah, is the key word.
The Hindenburg. Blame it on the rain. Checkmate. Brown-eyed girl. Chow fun noodles.
Just chow fun.
Chow fun. Ponce de Leon. And La Rochelle. Huh.
Are you seeing any connection whatsoever?
It's really, really difficult. Also because, a few of them I've never heard before. Like, I guess Ponce de Leon. These look like songs, something to do with music. No.
It's not music. It is a pop culture.
Yeah. It seems a little bit like a pop culture theme vibe going on here. Chow fun.
Don't get hooked up on that one. The last one is probably the biggest clue.
I see. La Rochelle. I see now. Rochelle. I see now. Okay. I see now.
Share it.
Blame it on the rain. Now I'm seeing it. The Channel. Now everything makes sense. Because all of these are just so random, right?
They're just random words.
This is random words. What can be the
Concepts.
connection? Yeah. They're just concepts.
Would you like to share with the class?
Absolutely. These are all Seinfeld references. Okay.
What specifically in Seinfeld?
These are all movies, and I guess they're all fictional movies that don't really exist, and they're all the movies that the gang goes and watches in these episodes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, Rochelle.
Rochelle is the one that comes.
That's the one which comes to mind.
One woman's erotic journey from Milan to Minsk. Amazing.
Awesome. This is a fantastic theme. Yeah, because what is Ponce de Leon? Who is Ponce de Leon?
Well,
I guess,
they were mad because they had to go see Ponce de Leon because they wanted to see Prognosis Negative. I think that was that one, which is another.
And I think Blame It on the Rain instead of the Firestorm.
Maybe, yeah. They always end up it always ends up being sold out.
Yeah,
because they didn't have pre-booking back then.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, I'm glad you put it together.
Yeah.
Because I was sweating.
Yeah, I was like, these clues are so arbitrary.
Well, it was a funny.
No,
it was a funny theme to like piocher to choose from.
For sure, these were the kind of things we were doing in college as well.
Okay,
super random if you just look at them and they don't make any sense, but then some team just aha moment happens and then they realize.
Those are the most fun rounds to write because you give yourself a constraint from the beginning and you're not just like casting your net out into the entire world
Yeah.
of like things to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just pick something. Anyways,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, exactly. The whole fun is to do something which should be hard enough, but not easy. It has to be that balance where you need to guess what the other person knows or the extent of the knowledge of the audience. But yeah, and you don't want to go too easy because then there's no fun. There's no aha moment. I mean,
Exactly.
as a quiz master or a quiz mistress, all you want is that aha moment, and
it's the best.
Yeah,
it's the best feeling.
Yeah, and then the people are like, "Yeah, I got it," and you're like, "Okay, great, these guys got it," which means that it's a total disaster. Fantastic quiz, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it was fake syndromes and fake movies.
Yeah, good theme.
Real trivia.
Exactly.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for participating. This was extraordinarily fun.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks a lot for inviting and setting up all these questions and setting up this beautiful studio.
Allez, bisous, à la prochaine.
Ciao.
That is all for this episode. If you want more trivia from me, you can follow Paris Quiz Mistress on Instagram or Facebook. You can also sign up for my newsletter. You can come play along with one of my live quizzes, either virtually or at the pub, whichever the current moment calls for. And until next time, stay nerdy and keep quizzing.